Well, I just had an alarm go off, so this is now 2 videos. So here I just have some morning glories. I planted morning glories, moonflowers, and what are they called? They'll bloom in the morning, then they'll bloom in the afternoon, and then they'll bloom at night, or in the evening, and then at night. Here I have some different like personal sized melons that the kids really love, and some cucamelons, which you can see are not. They're taking their sweet time coming up, which cucamelons typically do. And then yeah, just some personal size like Kajari melons probably. And I think I planted some Malabar spinach right on the end. I don't remember. That or green beans, because the kids love green beans too. This is kind of like the first trellis you walk through, and it's the closest trellis that I have, arch trellis, to the ground. As you can tell, it's on the ground. So I try to plant here some things the kids can reach easily and can pick. This whole bed right here is supposed to be squash. Zucchini, yellow squash. I have lemon squash and butternut squash, and I have like striped zucchinis, dark, what are they called? They're like dark green zucchinis. I have speckled zucchini, but all kinds of different zucchini in here. This bed, as you can see, has been taken over by weeds. I have not the chance to get anything done with it. I also planted beans. So like I said, I'm trying this planting method. You just plant things all together in one bed and close, but you plant things of like different growing systems. So if they grow lower, you plant them more towards the outside, whatever. And then, you know, the next is a higher growing plant, the next is a higher growing plant or bigger growing plant. You know, you get your bigger fruits and stuff, and kind of like in a tiered way anyway. So I've got like bok choy in the center, which has gone to seed, and my squash is not doing well. This bed, I am very, very close to pulling the irrigation and just re-tilling it all. I've got it just makes me sad. The zinnias in here, and I've got marigolds galore trying to come up. Zinnias galore trying to come up. Nasturtium, all kinds of stuff trying to come up, and it is too, the weeds are just choking them out, and I don't know what else to do. Going through there and pulling it all, I mean, it will take me a day and 2 or 3 other people. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I'm focusing on all the other beds right now, and once I can take my focus off of those beds, because squash, if I just run this over and just do squash, I can get, and bush beans, and I have time for that. And so it is July, by the way. It is July 14th today. But I know that I have time for squash. I know I do. I just have to, yeah. Anyway, enough with that. Now, I had left labels in my garden, and I can kind of see. I tried to do light colors on either side of the trellis. So like, you know, cherry reds with like red beefsteaks. I did not see any labels for that side of this trellis. This side of the trellis, I have a gold medal. I think that might be these ones here. I have this one here, which is a gold medal. Okay. And this one's a pineapple. And then I have some poblanos and some habanadas. Then I have some carrots. See how I did that? My tomatoes are gonna grow up this trellis and they're gonna be about as tall as me. My peppers are only gonna come and maybe be about yay high. And my carrots are gonna stay low to the ground, you know. But they're, you know, all in the same bed. They'll work. Carrots are a root. They're not gonna get in the way. Peppers like to hold hands. I think it will all be good. Again, I have some black Krim. I believe those are cherry tomatoes. I have some poblanos. I have some honeycomb cherry tomatoes. These must all be poblanos here. What does this say? Oh, I have a Holy Kate yellow tomato. That is this one here. You can tell the leaves are... Oh, and this one. These two are Woolly Kate tomatoes. They're different. So when I was putting them in, it was a mess. It was a mess. I started all of these from seed, by the way. I don't buy my plants. They're all started from seed. But when I was putting them in, I just had so many spots, and like, I tried to put them all together in the same, but you know how that goes. Okay. Here, I can't tell you what kind of tomatoes these are because there's no label. And I imagine, since I have the black Krim on that side, these are probably Cherokee purple. And I think there was one kind of purple tomato that I had. But I imagine they're all purple tomatoes right here. And then I have peppers again right here, which I didn't label. I honestly just kind of figure once the fruit come, I don't know exactly what it is. But I did put all my sweet, this one's a Dr. Wishes, which I imagine these are not the same because I only have that one labeled. Otherwise, it would be like in the center of them. Right now, I'm just pulling these flowers off. So I got a really late start in my garden, and all my plants were far ready to go in before I was ready to put them in. So things that are flowering now, just because it has been so close to when I planted them, I really want their root system to get established. I want them to get nice and strong before they try to bear any fruit. So I'm just pulling them, and I'm not afraid of not getting any indeterminate kind of stuff. I have like 50 some tomato plants, that's cherry and big tomato plants together. So probably like 25 of each. But I'm not concerned about it. I'm not concerned about not getting enough tomatoes. I have some beets growing, and then the peppers, of course. And then on this side too, I have beets, and then I have herbs. So I tried to do like a root vegetable and then an herb also, but a lot of my herbs just did not come up, which is okay. On this side, I have, these are zinnias across the edge here. I try to do herbs and flowers at the edge. And then some kind of root vegetable, which if I remember correctly, I actually planted a row of leeks here. But the weeds just kind of said, screw the leeks, we're coming up instead. So then I have peppers here, which it looks like these are Sugar Rush Peach. And these are Sugar Rush Peach peppers. And then these are Woolly Kate peppers again. Which I think I planted, yeah. I didn't realize what these were when I had them, when I was planting. That's why they're kind of randomly in the garden. This looks like a Queen of Night tomato, a cherry tomato. So these are a dark cherry tomato also. And then it looks like I have some lemon drop peppers as well on that one. And then this side has, I'm not entirely sure which tomatoes. The Queen of Night are a dark tomato also. So I'm curious to see what will come up here. These almost look like Brandywine leaves though, if I'm actually being honest. These here look like Brandywine leaves, so I'm sure that's what they are. It's Brandywines. I'm not sure what these are. But yeah, then I have peppers. And then I have, I don't know if you can see, I have beets growing here too. However, my beets have been eaten by the deer. These are sweet bells. Here we have more tomatoes that I don't know. Cherry tomatoes. It looks like these are honeycomb tomatoes. Then I have some flowers, nasturtium, carrots as well. Peppers, which it looks like those are. Yeah, oh, shishito peppers. And then I have on this side, help me out here because I'm not entirely sure what this is. I planted it and I want to eat it, but I don't know what it is. I am really, really bad at labeling things. I just like to throw seeds in the ground and see what happens, honestly. But these are big tomatoes. I'm not entirely sure like what kind they are. But see, like, I'm just gonna pull. Let's see, look, these are like, look like broccoli. So I am guessing that they are some kind of, I don't know, brassica. Here I have zinnias. And I thought these were carrots, but they're not carrots. I think they're fennel, zinnia and fennel. And I have kale and some random sunflowers that have come up. Kale and then okra. And then I also have green beans in here too, bush beans. But I have zinnias along that edge and some basil. And yeah, this bed is just so, I don't know what to do with it. But anyway. And we have my second arch trellis, which has cucumbers on this side of it and then melons on that side of it. And then I have just put in some green beans in random spots, and I planted cilantro here many years ago, and I just let it go to seed every year, and the next year I get just tons of cilantro. Cilantro is really hard. I don't know if you live in Minnesota or not, but it gets very hot very quick here, so cold weather crops in the spring are difficult because you just don't know. You could have a super hot day that breaks everything. Both, I've had carrots, literally. I've had carrots go to seed thinking they were on their second year because it got hot and then it got cold and then it got hot again. So Minnesota is difficult in the spring. I'm much more of a fall, cool weather crop planter. Not that any of our garden stores have cool weather crops throughout the summer and into the fall, but it's a discussion for another day. So I have cilantro, my cucumbers, my melons have not germinated very well, which I think all my melon seeds are a few years old, so I probably should have planted more. And this cilantro kind of covered it too. I pulled this today, some of it. I do want it to go to seed, but there's some beans back there that I planted. A random sunflower I did not plant, just came up. I also have these everywhere. If you know, you know. Ground cherries. They come up everywhere, all over. I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I did. This bed is not getting any water through the irrigation. So I bought this sprinkler here. I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to run that after this. But I'm hoping that these two beds can get adequate water with this sprinkler. I've never seen it used. It was cheap from Fleet. Figured I'd try. So if you look at this bed, I have like all the cucumbers and stuff, and then I have some random green beans growing too, which is what this is. And then along the edges, I planted, again, herbs and flowers. What herbs and flowers? I don't have a clue, but these are looking pretty cool. I'm excited to see what they are. And then I have more melons. Oh, this melon is actually doing pretty good, huh? More, yeah, melons, which did not come up very well. Again, did not germinate very well, but I stuck more seeds in. Hopefully I have time. I also have peppers growing along here. I have decided to leave this ground cherry. Once it gets too big, then I will end up just taking it out if it gets real big, which they typically do get really big, but I'm hoping this one stays a little smaller. So watermelon, yeah, peppers, and these are all hot peppers. So all my sweet peppers are planted up in there. I'm trying to keep them separate so I can save their seeds, and then all my hot peppers are going to be here and in there. Those are lamb's ear. Those are flowers back there. They're really pretty. They're pokey though, and I don't like that because I have them growing on the back side, you'll see on this one. And in order to get to the things in the center, I really have to go through the pokiness. And this bed needs to be weeded yet. I mean, I did a lot just to get these peppers in here, but it still has a lot that needs to be done to it. It's another ground cherry. That's funny. They're literally everywhere. Ground cherry here. Okay, we're not weeding. We're doing a video. Oh, look, ground cherry. Oh, yeah, okay. Not weeding. Anyway, lamb's ear. And I don't know what this one is. Really, I don't. I'm going to walk over here. I don't know what this is. I find it in random places in my garden, and I just kind of let it grow every year because I'm curious, and every year I forget what it ends up being. But I'm fairly certain I don't like it once it comes to fruition. Oh, it is hot. I gotta get out of here. I harvested a whole bunch of this arugula today. It's going to seed. And honestly, a lot of the stuff that I planted, I just planted a lot for ground cover, just to try to cover the bed so that the weeds didn't come up and go nuts. And I figured everything really produces, I think, pretty flowers. Everything produces pretty flowers. Carrots, when they produce flowers, their flowers are so fragrant and beautiful, and I love them. Like, I just cannot get enough. So I have some catnip growing in here that I'm really mad at myself for planting because I can't get rid of it. And it's literally growing now in all of my gardens, just like the ground cherries, but it's a great smell. So, and it's pretty. So, I mean, I'm not too mad about it. But I do have some beets growing. I did plant leeks here too. I had the most god-awful time growing leeks. And I don't know why. But these are carrots. And I also have some flowers that I planted in here as well. I don't know what kind of flowers, so I'm just waiting for them to come up. See, and I don't know what this is, but I'm pretty sure this is not... Maybe it is a sunflower, just a different type of sunflower. Maybe it is, but I've planted sunflowers in the corner of all these beds, different kinds of sunflowers. This is a sunflower. I try to get it to stand up, but it doesn't want to stand up. Oh, I forget, you guys aren't looking through my eyes. You guys are looking through the camera. So, anyways, these are sunflowers. This, I think, is the same thing in that other bed, and I don't know what it is. It looks the same, only it looks like kale. It looks like kind of a kale, but it's, I don't know. I like it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful foliage. Like, honestly, make a flower bouquet of this and tell me anyone else has it. These are, again, ground cherries that I allowed to grow here. These I allowed to grow here. They came up on their own, but I figured this is the perfect place because they get so big, and these have gotten so big. And then on this side, I have peppers growing all along here, and then again carrots, and then again flowers and weeds along the edge. My green beans, I have green beans finally up on this trellis. I'm so excited about it. It makes my heart so happy. I have all kinds of green beans, and you'll see later too. I have noodle beans, I have green beans, purple beans, I have all kinds of, ooh, look at this. Oh, sorry. Point the camera at what you are looking at. This is a weed, and I don't want that there. And I don't want this ground cherry here either. Honestly. I don't know how I let that thing get so big. But yeah, let the green beans have the show here. Which, I don't know if you can see in the video, but if you notice, things look like they're just chopped off. Yeah, that would be the deer. Like these. That would be the deer coming and eating my garden. Yeah, I am not great at pest control. But pest control isn't something I've had to worry about. The deer is just a new thing last year. First year I've had to deal with deer, and now they're back again. They found the goods. Oh yeah, this lamb's ear is pokey actually, really pokey, but it looks really pretty. This I imagine is more lamb's ear. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's got to be. This is another ground cherry that I just kind of been letting grow because why not? This is all Swiss chard, rainbow chard, going through the center here, and then like more green beans over there, of course. And peppers all around, all in here, which I try to keep all this pruned back enough and manageable for the peppers to grow anyways, because they're going to need a lot of sun. But yeah, then you come around, and so then I have peppers growing down here, carrots down here, this stuff over here, lamb's ear on the edge, and then I have this beautiful sunflower that's been eaten by the deer because they love sunflowers. They have not found that one yet. Excuse me? And they have found the edges of this one. So it's pretty sad, but I don't know if you have any good ideas. I can't afford a fence to go around it right now. I've set out mouse traps, hoping that they would step on the mouse traps and it would scare them and they would not come back or get their nose in a mouse trap. That's my idea. But we shall see. This is all stuff I harvested and didn't bring in right away. This is my strawberry bed. It looks pretty awful right now. I have weeded a little bit, but I have not. This is another bed that is not getting water from the irrigation right now, and is another reason that I wanted to put the sprinkler out. But yeah, we'll take a look actually. Oh, and this bed back here, this is a sad bed too. This bed does this every year, and I forget about it, and I just ignore it, and I know it's not good, and I had such high hopes for this bed this year. I was like, yes, I'm going to keep it good this year. It's going to grow so much. I don't know if you can see, but I have corn growing back here. I have pumpkins, so corn along the back, pumpkins along here. It was supposed to be sweet potatoes, but I didn't get any sweet potatoes. And then potatoes, and then onions between all the rows. Yeah, well, you can see how well that all worked. Millie, stay out of there, please. This bed and that other big bed are my next projects. I think I'm pretty set on everything else. I think I can now focus on this stuff. I don't think that I'm going to get very far besides just tilling it all in and replanting. I know it's too late for the corn. It's just fine. I can't get corn to grow for my life anyways. Oh, my dog. I'm so sorry. He wants to come down here, but his perimeter doesn't allow him down here because he is a menace. Yeah, so that's that. Well, you can look at the garden from this view. And then this is my perennial garden, which there's nothing really perennial about it anymore. This is where my strawberries used to be. And asparagus, but our winter killed our asparagus this year, so I did not get any yet to replant that. But I have blueberries here. These are some exotic onions that are perennials. Am I looking at the right? Yeah, you can't really see them. They're exotic onions that are perennials. They come back every year. I'm excited about those. Are new to this. I had like perennial herbs that reseeded themselves over here, like chamomile and stuff like that. But as you can see, there is one. Oh, there's a couple of chamomile in here. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, that is that garden. It's a mess. This one's a mess. I need a lot of help with these. I just have to find, I don't like the idea of laying down black tarp, but I think in these bigger beds that might be my best bet, unless I can find a mulch, which this year is actually my first year using the chicken bedding. If you saw under the tomatoes, it's like shaved pine or something, which I don't think it's shaved pine. I'd have to look at it. I am not a huge fan of using it because it's not broken down, but I have to use so little of it that I'm hoping it doesn't make a horrendous deal, a big deal about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I need something, and grass just isn't an option because I mow my grass too often, and I don't really have a bagger right now. Speaking of mowing grass, so this backside I had a push mower for. Actually, my entire garden I had a push mower for. Can't get it to start this year. I really don't want to spend the money on it. Instead, because it's a hassle. It's every year that that's breaking down, and I'm trying to figure out. So instead, I bought myself like this little wheeled weed whip, but on wheels. So it's smaller. I don't have to, it's not as big, it's not as hard to push. So hopefully it'll be okay. This, by the way, is a plum tree, in case I didn't mention that before. That is my greenhouse. And this is another one of my perennial gardens. So I had in that back bed right here, I had coneflowers or echinacea that was coming up every year. Well, then our winter killed it last year. And now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I have echinacea coming up in this bed, which I'm totally okay with. This is also my peonies. Oh, look at that. That's funny. And this is all catnip. All these white flowers is all catnip. Tried to not plant here. It just came up on its own. Not too mad about it. This bed also needs a lot. I have planted a lot of things that didn't come up. A few years ago, I had this whole bed completely cleaned out, and I had planted a whole bunch of like tubers, and every year been waiting. I know some of them can take a couple years to come up. They just haven't. So nothing but my peonies came up. And these are all wildflowers, and I'm okay. I'm not mad about that either because they're really pretty and I like them, and they grow around my plum tree too. And these are just irises, which I thought were lost because my dogs dug them up one year and they never came back. And then all of a sudden this year, out of nowhere, I got purple and yellow irises coming back up. Millie, get out of the greenhouse, please. Millie. Come on. Oh, these mosquitoes are eating me alive. But yeah, that is my garden. As wonderfully, beautifully messy as it is. I've got a lot to do. I had the day off today. Finally an opportunity to really get some stuff done. It's been a constant battle between the house and the garden. I pay attention to the garden and then the house becomes a disaster. Pay attention to the house and then the garden becomes a disaster. But all right, I'm gonna run this hose down and that way I can water my garden tonight. Water that part of my garden. The rest of it's good with the irrigation. The rest of it's getting water. I don't know if it's underground, but I'm kind of mad that I buried them now. Oh, but all right. Have a beautiful day.